Most high achieving women think they need more mindset work to stop people pleasing. But I know, excuse me, that they already know better, and yet they're still saying yes anyway. It's really because this is not a mindset problem, it's a biological sequence. And that's why you can't solve a body problem using the mind. It's also why, despite having read books on boundary setting and willpower, you still end up being a sucker for the next person. Respectfully, I say that, no disrespect. So, how do you change things? How do you reclaim your Saturdays when your body is the one making the decisions for you? Let's talk about what's really going on inside the 2 seconds before the yes pops out. I'm Jite and I coach accomplished black women who appear to have it all together, but privately they battle with the exact cycle of people pleasing and self abandonment. I help high achieving black women, in essence, who are in midlife, stop letting an old pattern control their lives and control their next chapter. I show them how to stop it before it makes the next decision. And the women who work with me, generally, when they do, they stop circling around the same decisions that they've been trying to make for years. They're able to make the call or the next call, next decision as it relates to their careers, their relationships, or simply just the next chapter of their life and what they want it to look like, so that they can finally feel settled in a life that reflects their true desires. So I know this cycle personally because I used to be, thankfully, an ultra people pleaser. This was what I did. I would constantly do things for others while my own life was relegated to the background. I would say yes when I didn't want to say yes, show up when I didn't want to show up, and on and on. You get the picture. I thought that my availability was the price of being worthy, and worthiness was something that I always, for some reason, externally looked for. It wasn't until I discovered the yes reflex that marked the beginning of what would I like to say was the real break in this physical sequence that I interrupted, that I was able to get off that people pleasing bandwagon and really, really tap into what I wanted to do and who, more importantly, I was created to be. So the pattern showed up in my friendships. It showed up essentially in all the roles that I played or that I took on, in the decisions I made. And, it was just me wanting everybody to feel good, wanting everybody to have what they wanted just because I wanted to be liked. Because for me, at the time, I equated my worthiness with being liked and with being around people, and this was running my mind before I had a chance to really weigh in. So the framework I created was built to address this, but it was built to address this in the body so that we can interrupt it where the pattern actually lives. But here's the thing, you cannot think your way out of this, and that's why the things that you've tried did not work. You have to understand what your body is trying to do or what your body is doing even before your brain has a chance to weigh in. Understanding is really key, and it's the missing piece, which is why stuff hasn't worked in the past. And it's also something that many life coaches, actually, I don't know any life coach who wants to talk about this. So, because it's important, because the longer you stay in this reflex, in this pattern, the further, like I did, or like it was for me, the further you get away from the true desires of your heart and from the woman that you were created to be. Because right now, if you're like anything that I was, you make yourself very available to people. You tend to put the needs of others before yours, and yours, if they exist, come at the very end where there's no one else that wants something from you. And so it's time for you to be available for yourself. I've moved the rest of this conversation into a private training because this is really about your self integrity and your future. If you're ready to stop. If you're ready to stop the show and start living for real for yourself, go to drjitelark.com/training right now. And the link will be in the description above or below, wherever it is. Everything you need to know to break this cycle once and for all is waiting for you there. Do not let another day go by without you doing this. And I'll see you in the training. Ciao.